Hi, my name is Andrea Peacock, and welcome to my blog for TED 633 Assignment 1A. Teaching Personality Test Results. Team Technology MMDI Test Results, INFJ and ENFJ. INFJ, I have a strong private sense of knowledge and vision, often for hidden things that other people would think can't be known. I see imaginative possibilities and insights, especially in relation to people, anticipating a future for them that they can't even see themselves. Although I probably have some strong relationships, my insights may be so unusual that others find them difficult to accept, and I may therefore find it difficult to articulate them. ENFJ. I am someone who seeks to develop and promote growth in my friends, family, and colleagues. I sometimes have a sense of their potential which goes beyond how they see themselves. I also seek to develop the potential within relationships or the team. However, I don't push so hard that it creates conflict because keeping the harmony in my relationships is also important. On the KISA test, I also tested ENFJ. How did your personality affect your choice of content area? My content area is social science and education technology. I've always loved the various fields within the social sciences because they cover such a broad and interesting spectrum of humanity, including history, geography, environmental science, psychology, economics, art, culture, music, language, literature, and more. I like to analyze history and make connections to current events and how we can learn from our past to improve the present. In addition, technology has always come natural to me, and I love integrating it into my lesson plans to engage and motivate students. My personality tests align with my content area perfectly and points to critical thinking, analysis, and the flexibility to see all points of view before making a decision or forming an opinion, traits I want my students to develop. I'm also an extrovert. I love to talk, socialize, and collaborate. The KISA test also confirmed this, which is great for my content area since it is all about the actions and consequences of human interaction in the human condition. How does or will your personality affect your relationships with your students? I think my personality tests illustrate what I believe, that all students have the potential to succeed, and I like to promote this in my teaching. One of my students once stated, "One day I will be someone." I told him he already was. I like to build their self-confidence and point out their strengths as well as areas for improvement. I'm a very positive person and provide feedback that is constructive and encouraging. I also like to focus on having the students build relationships by having them work collaboratively in small groups or in teams on projects. This helps build their social, problem-solving, and critical thinking skills. I also like to build relationships professionally through networking and by helping colleagues embrace new teaching methodologies such as flipping their classrooms and using technology as a tool to engage and motivate students. Also, because I'm an extrovert, I promote communication among my students and I communicate often with my students about their performance. Teaching and Learning Style Inventory Results. The North Carolina State University Index of Learning Styles questionnaire. According to this questionnaire, I am a highly active, visual, and intuitive learner and a moderate global learner. Active, I ranked 9. Active learners tend to retain and understand information best by doing something active with it, discussing or applying it or explaining it to others. "Let's try it out and see how it works" is an active learner's phrase. Active learners tend to like group work more than reflective learners who prefer working alone. Sitting through lectures without getting to do anything physical but take notes is hard for both learning types, but particularly hard for active learners. Everybody is active sometimes and reflective sometimes. Visual, I ranked 11. Visual learners remember best what they see: pictures, diagrams, flowcharts, timelines, films, and demonstrations. Most people are visual learners, which means that most students do not get nearly as much as they would if more visual presentations were used in class. If you are a visual learner, try to find diagrams, sketches, schematics, photographs, flowcharts, or any other visual representation of course material that is predominantly verbal. Intuitive, 11. Intuitive learners often prefer discovering possibilities in relationships. Intuitors like innovation and dislike repetition. Intuitors may be better at grasping new concepts. Intuitors tend to work faster and to be more innovative than sensors. Intuitors don't like plug-and-chug courses that involve a lot of memorization and routine calculations. Everybody is sensing sometimes and intuitive sometimes. Global, I ranked as 7. Global learners tend to learn in large jumps, absorbing material most almost randomly without seeing connections and then suddenly getting it. Global learners may be able to solve complex problems quickly or put things together in novel ways once they have grasped the big picture, but they may have difficulty explaining how they did it. If you are a global learner, it can be helpful for you to realize that you need the big picture of a subject before you can master details. The Grasha-Reichmann Teaching Style Inventory. As an expert, I ranked moderate, formal authority high, personal model high, facilitator high, delegator high. In the Grasha-Reichmann Learning Styles Survey, my results were independent moderate, avoidant low, collaborative high, dependent moderate, competitive moderate, and participant high. How will your teaching and learning styles affect your teaching and students' abilities to be successful? My teaching and learning styles inventories will affect my teaching because they've provided me with a greater understanding of the way I learn, and taking these surveys has provided me with a sample of the tools available that I can use to get to know my students. I have learned that I am a highly visual, active, and intuitive learner. I was not surprised with the results. Knowing your students' learning styles is exceptionally important. Knowing what my teaching and learning styles are allows me to plan and differentiate my instruction accordingly. In addition, the Grasha-Reichmann surveys confirmed that I am more of a facilitator, personal model, and prefer being a participant, and I'm highly collaborative. This did not surprise me either, since my business background helped me develop my style and skills. It points to the fact that I embrace new teaching methodologies and I am comfortable with the flipped classroom strategy. I am glad I ranked moderate in the expert category because I believe nobody is an expert on anything. I like to promote lifelong learning, and being an expert negates this philosophy. I will definitely use these surveys to get to know my students' learning styles and preferences, in addition to other creative projects. I think it is extremely important to know your students' learning styles, cultures, interests, and opinions in order to develop a solid and positive student-teacher relationship and in order to maximize their learning experience.